Hey everybody, and welcome back to Super Comic Fun Time. We're going to take another deeper dive into I don't have the main cover on. I'd like to take the dust jacket off when I'm reading it because it keeps it from getting, you know, torn around the edges. So, but yeah, the Jack Kirby Fourth World Omnibus. Now, when we left off, the Mountain of Judgment was coming. I'm not sure how far or how much I'm going to do in this sitting. I do want to get through the next episode. One of the reasons is just because, while the artwork is fantastic, I think especially some of these early issues where Jack Kirby first came to DC, and I don't know if I pointed it out before, but they have the little logo of Superman and Jack Kirby, and I just think it's funny, those kind of plaid pants that men used to wear. I never liked them. I never liked plaid very much. I could take a plaid sports jacket, but plaid pants, ugh. Anyways, so yeah, you've got that there. A king-size Kirby blockbuster, Superman's X-Pel, the new Jimmy Olsen. And one reason for me the Jimmy Olsen is important is because I do enjoy these stories so much. Now, in my mind, Jimmy Olsen was kind of a goofy book. I've never read it, so it's like all kind of like just all stuff I'd heard, Elastic Lad and Turtle Boy and Jimmy Olsen becoming a woman to get a story and Superman adopting Jimmy Olsen and, just kind of goofy light stories. So I was very pleasantly surprised I was trying to imagine what Jack Kirby was doing with this book, but he just turned it into his story right from the start, and it's more or less a prologue. So, I love this. I love this scene. Everybody's, this looks a little bit like Speed Racer. Now, that was a very popular show in the 70s, and it was a Japanese show, and it was probably from the 60s. I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but I guess around this time we would have been watching it, and this reminds me a bit of the Mach 5, which was the car Speed Racer drove. Probably some of you younger people have seen the Wachowski movie. I don't know what you thought of it. It kind of gave me a headache, but I did think it was true to the cartoon. I just didn't like the color scheme, so I don't think it was a terrible movie. So then, we come here, and it does remind me a bit of Mad Max, like the Road Warrior. So, but it's not like, as rough as that, but it's like, outsiders, hear me, the Newsboy Legion has tuned up its whiz wagon, and you know where we're going, where angels fear to tread, where devils split for cooler parts. Yeah, this has a lot of that 1970s jargon, split and groovy and stuff like that. To live or die on the Zoom Way, the drag strip that leads to the Mountain of Judgment. The howling white whale, the mammoth Moby Dick, that can make you turn chicken or man. And so I don't know, there's just something very cool about it. And then this guy, I don't really have the Newsboy Legion down yet. He's always filming stuff. And then you got these guys here and they're just serenading the Newsboy Legion and Jimmy Olsen as they're getting ready to go in search of the Mountain of Doom. And to me, it's just they go, wow, this could be top Woodstock. This could top Woodstock. Wow, this could top Woodstock. We could be the kings of the TV ratings. And it's like just a bunch of people singing there, standing in front of the camera and singing it. It looks a little weird to me. I don't think it comes remotely close to Woodstock. But, that's the imagination for you. And then Superman is always, throughout this book, he is always, hold on one second, I have to clip my, I have to use my headphones for this or the sound doesn't sound right to me. And normally I test, hopefully this is going okay because I did not test the sound before I started. So we're on a wing and a prayer. This could be a wasted effort, but I'm not going to start now or restart now. So anyways, yeah, I mean, that's just cool, the way it, okay, so I flipped back too far, I'm sorry. So that's in the old episode, but that is cool. I don't know if I appreciated it enough in the last episode. So anyways, yeah, so there they go, topping Woodstock. It's interesting. I like that huge guitar that guy has. and that's obviously the singer. They don't have a microphone. Yeah, it's it's representative. Then yeah, Superman throughout this book. He is always kind of representing the adult voice, like trying to slow down or caution Jimmy, and Jimmy is not having any of it. And so it's like, he's like, Superman's like saying, I gotta stop you boys. There's things you don't know. I won't. He goes, you're not one of us. You're out to put down Jimmy Olsen and his friends. Forget it. I won't. I followed the boys here to stop them from finding the Mountain of Judgment. It means certain death for them. And we always know what certain death means in a comic book. It means anything but certain death. What do you know about it, Superman? You're as new to the wild area as we are. Jimmy, I know more than you think. Trust me. So Superman's been holding out this whole time. Now, I haven't seen the new Star Wars movie yet, but this kind of reminds me right now, reading this again. I mean, I read this before Star Wars came out. I read this like last month sometime. But that just kind of reminds me of the Poe Dameron and the Laura Dern character where, it's like one person is holding out information, which if you just give them the information, maybe things won't take a turn. So like then, talk's over, Superman. Here's some action. A rocket-propelled motorcycle? Clear out. It's going to hit him like missiles at ground zero. And so, yeah, then the bike hits him. But, well, Superman kind of dodges out of the way. And yeah, I'm not sure about like having the, so here's the rocket. I guess, this is like the flame from the rocket. I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but it does kind of block out Superman from, making it look as heroic. And maybe that's intentional. I don't know. And so like, the rocket thing is destroyed. And then like they've got this gun. It's like, that's a tough act to follow, mister, but this is guaranteed to leave you breathless. I must admit, you outsiders have some amazing weapons in stock. Wrong. Our lifestyle is wheels. This bag belongs to the Harrys. So that's in quotes. So the Harrys are a group of characters we're going to meet soon. Once again, Superman acts. His arm lashes out as the shell explodes harmlessly in his closing fist. And what are Harrys? So Superman knows all about this, but he doesn't know what Harrys are. Okay, I mean, we don't know what Harrys are yet either, but I do because I've read ahead, and some of you have read this. So anyways, like it turns out like that was like a K-gas, kryptonite gas in there, and so they incapacitate Superman. And I do like this. That's like the same as the cover. They're carrying him in, and then they take off on the road for the Mountain of Doom. And yeah, Flippa-Dippa is always in his scuba gear. I kind of feel bad for him because. But I guess that's the way he likes it. It's like anytime there's mention of water, he goes, there'll be water. And a lot of times there isn't. Was Jack Kirby making fun of Aquaman even way back in 1973 before Robot Chicken? Was he that prescient? And then, we got this kind of racing thing. They're looking for the Mountain of Doom. And it's like, so yeah, they finally go in the water and then Flippa-Dippa comes in. Flippa-Dippa's on the job. It's me and my little shock grenade. Now, I get confused if I should call him Flippa-Dippa because in the first issue, they refer to him as Flipper-Dipper and Flippa-Dippa. But I guess Flippa-Dippa is the thing they decided to go with. And I think I thought it was like the guy who talked with the Bronx accent or the Brooklyn, I don't know accents, but the guy who talks, the camera guy who's always kind of talking with that New York, this guy here, nuts. Trying to get you. No, maybe that isn't him. Anyways, so like there's this water and he's got a shock grenade and he puts it in the wall so that they can get out of this situation they're in. And then here, yeah, so Jack Kirby is using photography and so yeah, the car, does it look anything like it does as the drawing? Okay. I guess it does, yeah. So you've got that. It just looks, the spoiler there doesn't look as high as it is here, but everything is kind of warped here, and it's not like an acid trip. It's It's without warning, Jimmy Olsen and the Newsboy Legion find their whiz wagon careening madly through a nightmare of kaleidoscope form and color. And so, yeah, so I don't know if this was a common experimentation going on at the time, or this is unique to Jack Kirby at the time. So, jumping catfish, the Zoomway turned into a daffy light show. I've lost all frame of reference, all sense of direction, but I can feel the road. Drive-by radar, Jimmy. It will outline the true form of the road. So, yeah, I don't see the true form of the road, but, I mean, yeah, there's like a skull there, so it's like kind of cool. And then Superman's incapacitated, and these two girls got the hots for him, and they're kind of whispering, and, Superman shows us his eye that he's really awake, and as soon as they're gone, I'm not sure why he doesn't just get up unless they have extra K-gas to keep him down, but as soon as the two nurses go, he opens his eye and he makes his escape. And then, let's see, Superman tears through the bizarre tunnel searching for his young friends. The boys made it this far, but there's no sign of them. What's that sound? And then, like, here we go. This is what the Mountain of Doom is. So to me, when I first saw it, it reminded me of the truck from Maximum Overdrive. Was that the name of it? The Stephen King movie where the trucks come to life, and it's based on his very own short story called Trucks. The truck with the Green Goblin. It sort of reminded me of that at first. So it's almost upon me, bearing down like a speeding mountain. And so there we go. We get to see the Mountain of the Doom for the first time, and the car is well in front of it. I don't know, I don't know exactly what happened with the end of this psych trip. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. I think I reread this one because I was going to make this video before, but then I got interrupted. It's Jimmy, we're skidding straight out of the whiz wagon before we're gone like vaudeville. So yeah, and then like we cut back to what's his name, Morgan Edge, and we find out, he's like getting all these transmissions from the wild area or the wild place, whatever that place is called. It's like, Superman, awake or asleep, is a disturbing element. Yeah, if you remember, like, he called a hit on Clark Kent because Clark Kent might have caused trouble for Jimmy going to the wild area alone. And so Clark Kent, of course, survived the car accident, and he's like got this tape recorder rigged up to mimic a conversation because he's Superman. He can think that far ahead. So Superman comes and he like rescues the Whiz-mobile from the Mountain of Doom. And that is kind of cool. Look, it's got an arm and, some tusks. It's like, wow, that's just really cool. Wow, you made us airborne just in time, Jimmy. Give some credit to Superman. I saw him zoom behind us. So why doesn't he get us out of here? Can't escape being pulled into Monster's eye. So yeah, the mouth isn't the scary part, the eye is. So I wonder if that was foreshadowing before, where Superman is like opening his eye and then he gets sucked into the eye of the mountain, the living mountain. And so like, then they're in there, and this is like, it's got to be the car. Just pray for time. In fact, this kind of reminds me of Star Wars when the Millennium Falcon gets sucked into the Death Star, and then they're just kind of stuck there, only that these aren't bad guys. Use your sensors. Go over every inch of this. So yeah, what happened is Morgan Edge has put a bug on the car, and they're looking for it. So you're the Harrys? And so this is how it really is. The Mountain of Judgment is just a oversized truck. And here the Harrys are a bunch of nosy creeps. They're checking the whiz wagon with some kind of sensitive indicators. What are you weirdos looking for? Uranium? Something like that, only more sophisticated. It's like, it's true, this is another attempt to destroy the Harrys. I know, so like, okay, this is like dumb because Superman a few pages ago acted like he didn't know who the Harrys were, and then this guy goes, it's true, it's another attempt to destroy the Harrys. I know about your plight. I tried to stop the boys, but only because I didn't want them involved in your situation. And so, like, yeah, Superman's been kind of deceiving them, and now, but yeah, why didn't he know who the Harrys were? At any rate, moving along, the TV camera, the perfect hiding place. So yeah, that's where the tracker is. Oh no, it's a bomb. There it is, operational, ready to detonate. Stand back while I neutralize this alpha bomb. An alpha bomb in our car all this time? It's double danger. Triple murder. If I don't defuse this in time, the Harrys go up too. There, I've taken the power punch out of it. It's still got some fight in it, brother. Everyone take cover. And then Superman, like, he shields everybody with his body. And I like this part. And he bruises Superman? Well, it's about time someone showed a little concern for me. We owe you more than a mere vote of thanks. So that was kind of cool. Look at the way he does the hair on this. It's almost like, he's the lion. He's the leader of the Harrys, the pride. Okay. You so-called reporters were unwitting tools of a force that seeks to destroy us. Doesn't that sound familiar? And then we come here, and then we find out the Harrys can't give you all of it, Jimmy. We can show our reporters some of it. We Harrys are a new mobile scientific society. So this would be kind of like a secret society living alongside human beings. This is a king-sized mobile home. We are constantly on the move to avoid our unseen enemies. But are they only in the wild area? I mean, it's a comic book. It's silly. I act outraged that Superman didn't know who the Harrys were, but it really doesn't bother me. The Whizwagon bomb is our first tangible clue to their identity. This is like my favorite part of this book here. These first two books is like, well, Superman, saying, well, it's about time somebody showed concern for me. I thought that was great. And then we finally take our leave, and there'll be questions to ask. And we can start with Morgan Edge. Yes! He had the Whizwagon built and gave us this assignment. And then we click back to there, and this is our first look at Darkseid in these books. Isn't that cool? And as for the man in question, I wait your orders, sire. Do nothing. Your plan has failed. I shall contact you soon. Yes, great Darkseid, I am your servant. I have lost a skirmish, but the battle is yet to come. Darkseid. With the mention of that name, the outline of a vast, ominous intrigue begins to take its shape. Follow Jimmy Olsen and his friends. It all lies waiting in their futures. And yours. So yeah, and then this will be a cool episode. I'm not going to do it now. I think it's just too much to do more than one episode at a time because I'm gushing too much. But just look at that cover for what's coming. And I don't know if I'm going to do another Superman or skip ahead, but another Jimmy Olsen. But yeah, it's like they're pals again. You don't have the ex-pal anymore. So I don't know. So tell me what you think. I know some of you have already told me how you're enjoying the book in the comments section. So, and I have to mention this is some users have alerted me that there is a printing error, and there's one page that's duplicated. There's I'll put it in the comments what exactly it is, and it's a shame, but it's only one page. It's something like, this is not what it is, but I'll put the exact thing. It's something like 843 is reprinted again on 943. So there's a page missing from this massive tome. And while that's a shame, and I wish it were perfect, I can't get too upset over one page. I'm having so much fun with this book, and maybe someday DC will send the page out to people who bought it. Maybe they'll reprint the book. I don't know. If they did have a trade-in and everything was perfect in the next edition and it was verified perfect, I would do it. But I'm really satisfied with that for now. But people should know that. And so if you've made it this far, you do. And I'll put it right up top in the description below. So again, tell me what you think, and remember, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I have slowed down a little bit with the holiday season, but now it's over. Hopefully my energy comes back. I really feel bad for that video I did the other day where I unwrapped the Cody Souza art, because I I like to be highly energized. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to do a video tonight because when I came home from work, but I relaxed. I played a little bit of a game and some of my energy came back. And I had a lot of fun doing this. And so, yeah, I try to make all videos as good as I can. But like with the Cody Souza video, where I unwrapped the card he sent me, the signed card, it's like you can only unwrap something once. So it is what it is, and that's unfortunate. So tell me how your holidays were too. Did you ask for any major omnibuses or anything? Did you have a comic book holiday? I know most of us probably just, we know what we want and we buy what we want for ourselves because it's like, you know, we have very refined tastes as comic book collectors and omnibus collectors, and we don't like everything. But and so, you know, it's hard for people to buy for us unless we give specific instructions to them. But if you did get something for Christmas, let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Super Comic Fun Time out.